In a brand new interview, Abigail Disney, granddaughter of Walt and heiress to the Disney fortune, had a pretty blunt message for current Disney CEO Bob Iger. Now, Iger has recently come under fire for some absolutely trash comments he made about striking actors and writers, saying their demands were, quote, unreasonable. All of this while he canoodled at the Sun Valley, Idaho Billionaire Boys Club. Well, additional context for Iger's outrageous comments here. He earns $65 million per year, pays his workers such low wages that some have actually been forced into homelessness. Here's Abigail reacting to Iger's comments and the fact that his pay is 1,424 times the pay of the median Disney employee. Quote, if you have $65 million in your pocket and there are people in your company who are struggling to put food on the table, that should not feel good to you. You shouldn't be able to sleep well at night. I woke up one day and realized that just by virtue of being born lucky, I had so much more than everyone else, and I don't think I've slept well since I figured that out. And to her credit, Abigail has increasingly used her visibility as a wealthy and connected person into more and more radical activism. I've actually been watching her trajectory for a while, and while many put away radical politics as they age, she has actually been pushing herself into more and more activism. She was recently arrested for the first time as part of a climate change protest against private jet travel. She and a group of activists blocked the East Hampton Airport, where the nation's billionaire class boards and deplanes from their private jets, a just cause if ever there was one, given the number of stars and billionaires who wring their hands about climate change and then casually spew a million times more emissions into the air than the average human. I am not exaggerating here either, as Abigail actually points out. An Oxfam study estimates that billionaires literally emit a million times more than the average person. And guess what, guys? She also walks the walk, or more accurately, flies the commercial flight, putting to shame the petty protestations of those who would have us believe it's just too much of a burden for the rich to fly with the rest of us chumps. To Rolling Stone, she specifically calls out megastars Leonardo DiCaprio, and who starred in Don't Look Up but still blasts around on his private jet, and Taylor Swift, who apparently tops the list of private jet travelers. Abigail Disney's commitment to being a class traitor is admirable. It also serves as an example for the many A-list celebrities who have absented themselves from the class struggle that is happening in their own industry. Because while Abigail's actions shouldn't matter any more than those of the young climate activists who organized the protests and who she was arrested alongside, this is America. The reality is people with wealth and status have a whole lot more power and clout than your average individual. And because of this, it's been disappointing to see how few of the top actors have shown up to stand in solidarity with their underpaid brothers and sisters. A prominent SAG-AFTRA member told Variety there's been a palpable lack of headliners. If our stars were all out there in force advocating for us, we would know it. In a sign of rank-and-file frustration in a union where your average member is pulling in about $26K annually, one picketer actually held up a sign that read, "Where the F is Ben Affleck?" The normally politically outspoken celeb has yet to show up for any of the pickets. Think of how much cultural cachet these people have. Golden opportunity to advocate for not only their own industry, but all workers. There have been some exceptions, though, and the power of the words of these recognizable figures shows just how important their active participation actually is, not to mention what it would mean to their union brothers and sisters. Here's Arian Moayed, the actor who played Stewie in Succession, absolutely ripping into the studio bosses. Take a listen.
We deserve a living wage. We deserve breaks. We deserve to work together to make beautiful art so people can enjoy it. It's like these people haven't seen fucking Succession, which is about you. The most important thing that we can do right now as a unit, as a group, is to keep together. They're going to try to divide us. They're going to try to tell us this, that, and the other. All we can do right now is show up, care, be here, picket, post, keep posting, make stories, tell people about this. That's the only thing that we can do. United, we will beat them. I am so proud to be an actor and so proud to be in this union. Here we go.
Show up and picket. Now, the reason I'm highlighting these class traitors is not because they're more important than the activists who are pushing for better at great sacrifice without the safety net of their wealth every single day, but frankly because I'm a little bit at my wit's end of how change can even really come. Since the financial crash, we've had a series of working class uprisings on a fairly regular basis, and the best we can really show for it is $10,000 in student debt cancellation that got killed by the Supreme Court. You want to talk about failures of democracy? The fact that Washington, regardless of who is in power, systematically thwarts the consistently demonstrated desires of the people is at the top of that list. If the actors' strike can get wealthy and influential actors to care about labor, that would be amazing. If Abigail Disney can single-handedly shame her fellow wealthy elite, maybe a handful of committed class traders are the breakthrough we actually need to cut working people in on America's prosperity. Abigail told Rolling Stone, quote, "We need to question this notion that capital only belongs to owners when we can't achieve anything without workers. We're doing capitalism wrong, and we're going to kill ourselves in the process unless we rethink it. If even 1% of the 1% had that awakening, that could be a whole revolution." And it just struck me, Sagar, how it shouldn't be.
Hey guys, if you want to see what I had to say to Krystal's monologue, not just this one, all of them, going back to the very beginning, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com.